Hello everyone, it's Pixel again, and this video is, well, a review of The Last Something Sweet to Bite, which is titled Chapter 18, Memories. Now, first and foremost, disclaimer, I own nothing. Everything belongs to the rightful owners, so please go and support them and be nice, please. And once again, some viewers may find this disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised, please. Anywho, without further ado, let's get into it. So, it starts off with Sunset waking up in a unfamiliar place. And yeah, she wakes up in an unfamiliar place where she feels hungry. Like, even though she's hungry, she has like the feeling, basically just the thought of food is making her stomach turn. So, yeah. And yeah, so Sunset doesn't know where exactly she is. But she sees that as, you know, her vision comes back. She sees that she's in some kind of chamber with a glass panel on one of the walls. And Sunset realizes that she's not alone because a unicorn appears and says that they can begin the first round of testing. And yeah, Sunset sees who this unicorn is. He basically has it's basically Lemon Drop, who is in fact basically Lemon Drop. Who he is that he was responsible for creating the Candy Mare. And to basically, yeah. And so for quite some time, Sunset doesn't know how much time has passed, as since she's been held captive. She begs Lemon Drop to stop what he's done to her, basically force-feeding her candies. And it's gotten so bad that her teeth are cracked and her tongue is covered in blisters. Yeah, he's not a good pony. He's not a good pony. But she says that although she can't forgive him, she can forget about what happened here and what he made her do. Just if Lemon Drop just lets her go. She won't tell a soul, she'll take it to her grave, anything, just so she can go home to her mother. But Lemon Drop tells her that, well, he actually just tells her, why would your parents want you back? You're basically in no fit for work. Like, your teeth are rotten, your bones are brittle. You'll just be... yeah. So yeah, he basically belittles her about, like, her current state. Which causes her to cry because, well, because frankly that was low. That was just low of him. But she actually fires back at him. She's like, so what? It was you that did this to me. You basically made me suffer, you made me scream, and you didn't even bat an eye. And she even points out that without his magic, he wouldn't be able to do nothing. He would be helpless without it. But Lemon Drop dismisses all of that, saying that what does a child know? And she says that she knows enough, that she knows about the unicorn's magic. Sorry about that. The Pegasi's ability to control the weather. And she gets so... she basically just wants this to end at this point. Just... but Lemon Drop still doesn't budge and tells her that this is just how things are. Lemon Drop tells her that this is just how things are and you have no control over these things. And he basically tells her that her mouth is for eating and not for talking. And he begins to basically write down notes about her, and even decides to do another experiment on her. But this time, she isn't going to eat the candy because well, I guess that she decides that she's not going to give Lemon Drop the satisfaction. But of course, he sees this, and Lemon Drop uses magic to force open her mouth and to try and feed her the candy, but instead she tries to keep it closed, but he actually ends up breaking her jaw. Like, and yeah, and basically forces her to eat the candy. And yeah. And the next time we see her, it seems like she's going to it seems like she's about to die, but she's like, she doesn't want to, but a voice tells her to live. And she asks who it is, and the voice said it's a dream of something better, a dream of freedom, and even a dream of revenge. And the voice tells her that, well, she asks the voice if it's true, and indeed, and the dream is so much more. And once again, she asks who the dream is, and the dream basically tells her that this is their night, nightmare night. And she starts to panic, and it's almost like she's possessed, because she can't get her body starts moving on its own. And the voice tells her that it's going to be okay because her old body is dying, and it seems that she's undergoing some kind of transformation. And she sees a candy corn smile telling her that it won't take long. And then all she sees is just flashes, just of her eating. Sorry about that, just trying to get comfy. Just her eating and growing, even she's growing stronger. Strong enough to go to eat right through the world. And she makes it out of the room that was her prison. And she kills Lemon Drop. And she decides that she's now done with sweets, since there's only one thing that is sweet to her now. And yeah, and Sunset wakes up with and it's revealed that she was actually living through the torment that Lemon Drop was putting Pumpkin Patch through, and basically how she became the Candy Mare. And yeah, so Pumpkin Patch is revealed to be some kind of, well, ghost of some kind, and Pumpkin Patch looks at Sunset and she sees that she's like she basically looks not good, and Pumpkin Patch tells Sunset now that she understands it all and that she blames herself for what Equestria has become, and that she's hurt Sunset and her friends. But she doesn't want to stand in Sunset's way if she's going to stop her, the Candy Mare, and she even says that she'll help her since she needs to find Pumpkin Patch's body, and that it's in fact sealed in the statue. And she apparently she's bonded to the statue because the Candy Mare found a way to avoid the fate that Princess Luna had planned for her. And Sunset turns to Pumpkin Patch and asks her if all of that was true, like everything that she went through, and Pumpkin Patch says that yes, and that she apologizes for putting Sunset through all of that. And Sunset actually, like, she cuts her off by hugging her. And Pumpkin asks what she's doing, and Sunset tells her that it's not her fault, and that she saw what Lemon Drop did to her. And she says that she's sorry about what happened to Pumpkin Patch, and that if it had happened to her, she doesn't know how much of Equestria would have been left if it was. And she even gets the feeling that Pumpkin Patch was fighting against the Candy Mare for the whole time, trying to hold her back. And Luna, she apparently thought that she beat the Candy Mare, but it seems that all she did was suppress Pumpkin Patch. But Pumpkin tells Sunset, no, please don't do this. Just, no. But Sunset tells her, she tries to comfort her, saying that if I wanted to do this, even though she's not sure about what's going to happen to her if she destroys the candy mare, it might be that Pumpkin Patch will cease to exist. And Pumpkin Patch actually tells her that she basically doesn't want... She's tired of watching the world around her rot. And basically not being able to do anything about it. And so yeah, both Sunset and Pumpkin Patch decide that they're both going to do the right thing, since there's no time for them to dwindle in the past. But they do hear something coming, and Pumpkin Patch actually shoves Sunset out of the way. As jaws appear from the soil and ends up swallowing Pumpkin Patch. And yeah. And that's where this chapter ends, with the candy mare seemingly finding Sunset. Oh boy, this chapter was just kind of an emotional roller coaster, because I am so sorry, excuse me. Because we actually see what happened to Pumpkin Patch during her time when she was, being held captive by Lemon Drop. And we actually get to see, because, in the first story where we, saw Pumpkin Patch and Lemon Drop, it was mostly told through just dialogue. We never got to see what really happened to her and what led up to her becoming the candy mare. But here, Sunset basically lives through what she's gone through. She basically lives through the torment that Pumpkin Patch did. And yeah, because Pumpkin Patch seems to, regardless, the candy mare basically is now, at that point, is now a part of her, so, or at least it seems, it's hinted at that they became separate, because, well, that's seems to be what Princess Luna was trying to do. She was trying to separate the candy mare from Pumpkin Patch. But it only seemed to end up suppressing Pumpkin Patch instead. So yeah, I also like how it's... I also like... And... Yeah, it also kind of reminded me of that one game, like the true ending of... And I apologize if I butcher this, Misao. It kind of reminded me of, like, this chapter, especially when Sunset, like, hugs Pumpkin Patch, you know, and tries to comfort her. It reminded me a lot of the true ending to that game. But, yeah, it just... I don't know why, though, but it just reminded me a lot of that. And it also reminded me at the end... reminded me of, like, Paranorman, where, like, he sees what happened to the little girl. And Sunset in this chapter kind of goes through a similar experience. Like, well, yeah, she does. And also I have to say that I actually kind of like it when, you know, that happens where where the characters see what, like physically, well, not physically, they're kind of more or less either a spirit or they too are living through it and witnessing it. Like what either like characters like Pumpkin Patch have been through. And yeah, that's why so yeah, and once again I have to say one of my favorite scenes is when, you know, Sunset is trying to comfort Pumpkin Patch by telling her it's not her fault because Sunset literally went, like, well, in a sense, went through the same things that Lemon Drop did to Pumpkin Patch, and she basically, in a sense, lived through it. So, yeah, like, it would make sense why she would be so, like, forgiving towards Pumpkin Patch. Because, well, yeah, the Candy Mare is a monster, but she was, at one point, just a normal pony. Like Sunset, Twilight, Rainbow Dash, the main six. Basically, she was like everyone else until something just something that was just so horrible happened to her, which turned her into what she is now. So, yeah, yeah, and, like, getting the full experience of what Lemon Drop did to Pumpkin Patch was, like, it really shows, like, how much of a twisted heart Lemon Drop had. Sorry about that. So, yeah, I think that's all for now, but regardless, I do hope you all enjoyed, and thank you all for watching, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!